Hello guys, it's Vera Wild, which means it's time once again for Dear Vera, where you send me your questions related to cross-dressing and I answer them as best as I'm able to. So today's letter is a little bit different. Hello Vera, I was wondering if you could possibly help me find some good cross-dressing tips for women. I really like your videos and I did find that some of them did help me even though I'm cross-dressing as the other gender. This one comes from Cole. Well, I can't give you obviously very much first-hand experience as far as that goes, but I have worked with a great number of drag kings in my time as a performer and my time on stage. I was actually part of a troupe in Brooklyn called Switch and Play where all the other members were drag kings. I was the only queen, at least at the time that I was there. So I can give you a little bit of insight on that. The sort of the main things that you're going to be dealing with, it's a lot of what male to female cross-dressers deal with as well. There's certain things that you need to add that you don't have naturally, and there's other things that you need to hide. Now, if you have longer hair, the best thing for you is probably going to be to get a hat. Something fedora style works very well because it gives you some extra bulk up here where you can stuff any long hair that you might have up into that and get it on rather snugly. You can try and get a wig, but honestly most male haircut wigs just, they kind of look terrible. And if you have a lot of hair, trying to stuff it up into a wig that's supposed to be short, you're going to get bulges in a wig where it shouldn't be there. I would just go with a hat. So that's the first thing. When dealing with something like facial hair, how far you want to go with that really depends on, it's sort of how up close and personal you want to get or how much facial hair you want to go for. Most of the drag kings I know will just draw on facial hair, little pencil thin mustaches. If you're just doing a soul patch, just drawing it on with eyeliner that is close to what your normal hair would be, browns and blacks. Works quite well. If you want to take it a little bit further, something that some of the kings I knew did, one of them particularly had short hair anyway, and would sort of buzz cut it fairly short, and then would save the shavings, and then would apply a little amount of spirit gum in the shape of a sideburn and take the hair shavings from her head and apply them there so that she had basically incredibly realistic sideburns of actual hair. Now that's obviously, there's a little more work involved than that, but you can sort of take it to that level. Now that's sort of, adding something on. When it comes to what you have to hide, what you have to hide as a woman is your bust, is the major thing. There are sort of garments that you can find online that basically will hold it down and sort of flatten you out, or sort of the old go-to is to take something like an ace bandage and just wrap it really tightly. How heavy-chested you are is going to impact that one way or the other. Beyond that, as far as if you have a really well-defined feminine waist, just going with a looser fitting shirt or a button-down shirt or a vest also really helps cover that up. And then obviously you're going to want some sort of artificial bulge in your crotch for something that you don't have. Now you can get something more realistic like a dildo or a sex toy that has the full shape and just stuff it in there. Or if you want to go more basic, you can just take a tube sock and just sort of roll it up and use that. But that sort of covers all the bases, dealing with hair, the hair on your head, your facial hair, getting this locked down, and then creating the illusion of down there. Now, beyond that, it's really going to come down to your own sense of style as to what types of clothes you're going to want, whether you're going to want jeans or slacks or what have you. And that part's really up to you. But the things that I've talked about are going to be sort of the major points that you'll want to address as a woman trying to appear and dress as a man. So I hope those were helpful for you. For my more regular viewers who tend to be men dressing as women, I hope you found that interesting at least. So until next time, guys, keep those questions coming.